Alrighty, Archons. Brobner89 here, back with another groundbreaking discovery on Cull the Weak. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. An evil twin. Showing us its houses first here. Green Baba. Gruev's evil twin. Green Baba Gruev. I really like the art on this one. Looks like a constellation or something going on there. Digital constellation with all those little squares. Star Alliance, Unfathomable, and Untamed. All right. Cool. Oh, look at that. The easy open tab was actually successful on this one. Some of them seem to work a little bit better than the others. So there you go. Got lucky this time. Okay, starting off with an Operative Espeon Evil Twin 4-power elusive. After a player raises the tide during their turn, they may deal 3 damage to a creature. Okay. Interesting. Comm Officer Higgs. So this is the one. This is a rare 3-power play. You search your deck for Comm Officer Gross, which is her little friend here. And you put it into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. Fight/reap, draw 1 card for each creature between Comm Officer Higgs and Comm Officer Gross. And then Gross has basically the same text, but, you know, an opposite looking for Higgs. And then you give Fight/reap, you give a +1 power counter to each of the creatures between the two. So this has potential to really go off, get you a huge burst of amber. You need some way to keep it safe, or to use it immediately, because your opponent is not going to let you keep that around. I did open another deck on, I can't remember if it was on stream or if I made another video, where I opened one of these with 2 Triskas in the deck. Obviously, that's not going to work here with the Evil Twin, because the Evil Twin Triska does not do the same thing as the normal Triska. So not going to work out here, but there might be some way to keep it safe or to use it on the same turn. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what else there is in the deck. Forging an Alliance. Ooh, an interesting key cheat. Got an Amber Pip on it. Action. Forge a key at +7 current cost, reduced by 1 for each house represented among cards in play. I'm not sure. Is this Legacy? Was this brought back into this set? I'm not sure. Yeah, this could be neat. This could work. You know, if you have a lot of burst, maybe an Untamed, this could help you close out the game. General Order 24, very nice card. I really like this one. At the start of each player's turn, they choose a creature they control and destroy each creature of the chosen creature's house. If that player has no creatures in play, destroy General Order 24. Just a slow rolling kind of board wipe. Nice. Sabotage Mission increases your opponent's key cost for each different power value among creatures in play during your opponent's next turn. Static Collection Array. Your keys cost -1 while the tide is high and +1 while the tide is low. So really strong against non-Dark Tidings. Basically makes your key cost 5 unless your opponent decides to take chains. Against other Dark Tidings with lots of tide control, it can be trickier to use. Diplomat Agung, nice. House cheating. 2 power, play fight reap. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to its other houses. Very strong. Grand Alliance Council. Choose a creature of each house, destroy each creature not chosen. Love this board wipe. Super strong. Yeah, and works really well together with Agung, actually, because you can, like, if your opponent has Mars on the board and you have 2 Star Alliance creatures, you can say, okay, this Higgs is now a Mars creature for the remainder of the turn, as well as a Star Alliance creature. So you choose it to be the creature that lives for Mars, and you choose it to be the creature that gets destroyed for Star Alliance. You keep your Agung. And then it'll die, and all of your opponent's Mars creatures will die. They don't get to save any of them. Really cool card. Nice little combo too. Valmart, 3 power, play fight reap at the Tidings High, keys cost +3 during your opponent's next turn. Nice. Lots of key cost control in here so far. I'm liking that. Officer's Blaster, creature gets +2 power and destroyed. Attach the blaster to the creature's right neighbor. Technobabble, stun a creature and just neighbors that share a house with it. Okay, on to Fish. The Horrid Cyan Evil Twin is a poison taunter with 2 power. Yo, come at me. Come at me. Try to get me. Yeah, nice. I like that card. Thalassophia. Amber Pip, discard the top 10 cards of your opponent's deck. Could be good, could be awful, right? It's very situational. I think you always just play it just for the pip, if nothing else. And then there's a chance that you make like it works out for you. There's a chance that it's really bad for your opponent. Maybe it's really good for them, but like there's no real way to know unless they're like towards the end of their deck, and then it's like definitely play it. But I don't know. Maybe you set up their combo for them. Maybe you discard the card that they need for their combo. Abandoned Ship. Got an Amber Pip on it. Return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, return 4 creatures to their owner's hand instead. Very strong potential there. Valucanth, 6 power. While the tide is low, Valucanth cannot be used. Fight, reap, exhaust an enemy creature and each of its neighbors. Nice. Ooh, skipped a card here. A second Valucanth. Okay. So you can just like shut down your opponent's board totally. Bubbles, put a enemy creature on top of its owner's deck. Interesting combination with the Abandoned Ship here, because you can return Bubbles to your hand and then play it again instead of returning a creature to the owner's hand, and then it's like even slower, right? Because it goes on top of their deck. That's cool. Cull of the Void. Exhaust creature. If it was already exhausted, destroy it instead and its controller loses 1. Goes well with Valucanth. Portal. If the tide is high, archive Portal. Otherwise, raise the tide. I hope to get a deck with 3 of these. I really want a deck with 3. Not going to be this one. Seabringer Krakoa, 7 power, taunt, destroyed, raise the tide. Okay, so that's good to see with the Higgs Gross. You can at least keep one of them safe. The problem is you need both of them to live, right? So even if I put Higgs behind taunt, Gross is still vulnerable over on the other side of the board. So it's kind of moot. Kind of doesn't matter, unfortunately. Sink or swim, choose one. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand or exhaust a creature and each of its neighbors. Lots of exhaustion here. Not a lot of ways to exploit it, so it's just going to work to like slow your opponent down. Storm Surge action. Your opponent cannot ready their cards during their next ready card step. A second one of those. Wow. Yeah, so lots of exhaustion mechanic here, but no sleep with the fishies or Tamuav the Glow to take advantage of it. Some decent disruption. Tide control out of Portal is good, but yeah, not a ton of tide control so far to go with that static collection array. So it's a little bit worrisome, but not a ton of other stuff that relies on the tide. Operative Espeon, but that's not a big deal. Oh, the Valucanths. The Valucanths need the tide, so that's unfortunate. We'll hope to see some more tide control in Untamed, which does have some pretty good tide control cards in it. So we'll see what we have here. Evil Twin Chelonia is an elusive creature, 2 power. After you play another creature, if the tide is high, your opponent loses 1. Again, tide reliant. Not as good as the good version that gains you Amber. So an instance of the Evil Twin not being as good as the original. A lot of people seem to say that all of the Evil Twins, or that generally the Evil Twins are worse, which I guess I would agree with. But my analysis of the Evil Twins is that you don't get a ton of them in any given deck, right? So far in this deck, we have 2 cards that are the Evil Twin version. 3 cards that are the Evil Twin version. So there are some Evil Twins that are way better than the original, like the Sea Urchin. The Sea Urchin Evil Twin is way better than the original because it's Steel 2 instead of Steel 1. If you get a deck that has the right Evil Twin cards in it, you're going to be very happy to have the Evil Twin. If you get a deck with the wrong Evil Twin cards in it that are worse, it's not as good. So I don't think that in general Evil Twin, well, the creatures in general are worse. I think the decks are going to be, it's going to be mixed. It's going to be mixed. I think there are going to be some decks that are just Evil Twins are way better, but I think the majority of Evil Twins decks are going to be a bit worse, if that makes sense. Mookling Evil Twin, another example of one that is objectively worse. It is after your opponent forges a key, give Mookling a +1 power counter for each amber spent to forge that key. The original increases key cost for Mookling's power. So objectively worse, the Evil Twin. Again, another one. Yeah, I'm thinking the non-Evil Twin version of this deck is going to be much better. Youngest Bear, Reap. You may fight with one of Youngest Bear's neighbors as opposed to Reap with one of Youngest Bear's neighbors. Ambermancy. Remove up to 3 +1 power counters from a creature. Gain 1 amber for each power counter removed in this way. Gabuk. We know Gabuk. Not very inspired card. Ritual of the Balance. All tied up. So there's some tide control here. Yeah, a little bit of burst if the tide is already high, but I think it's going to be raising the tide for you most of the time in this deck. Assert Dominance. A creature gains skirmish and you get to ready and fight with it. I don't think we've seen a ton of fight abilities that are really good. I mean, Higgs and Gross, I guess. So you could use that on an off turn. Or Agong or Valmart. So yeah, okay. Those are all good spots for it. Cyan would be good as well. Get a use of that poison. Oh, Valucanth too. Okay, so actually that is pretty good. There's quite a few uses for it here. Yeah, okay. Nice. And if it's next to Youngest, the creature you want to fight with is next to Youngest Bear, you could potentially use it again to fight. Floomph. Get those power counters. Now on the original version of this deck, you put those power counters onto Mookling, you'd be very happy. Second Floomph. And Miloby. Get that Enrage out there on your opponent's creatures. Okay. So yeah, I do think this is definitely a case where the original version would be better here. With the Chelonia and the 2 Mooklings, you know, that's a decent chunk of burst and amber control. Like there's a decent number of creatures in Untamed here, so you could have a pretty big burst with Chelonia and definitely key cost control out of Mookling to go along with your other key cost control in the deck. Could be pretty strong. Not a lot of tide control in here, so I'm worried for some of our creatures like the Valucanth and the Chelonia being not as useful. Static Collection Array as well. Probably a discard if you're playing against other Dark Tidings decks. Do a couple of quick counts here. Amber Pips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so it's not super high. So the Amber generation here without the Chelonia original is going to be pretty slow. Let's count creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 creatures. So a decent number of creatures. Yeah, we can look at creature control too. We have a couple of skirmishers. We have assert dominance. So 3. This is somewhat creature control. It's not removal, but like there is a lot of exhaustion mechanic. Bubbles counts for 4. Abandoned ship 5. Grand Alliance Council, that's good. 6. General Order 7. So quite a bit of removal in this deck, quite a bit of board control. Let's see if the Amber control can match it. I mean, there's actually a decent bit of Amber control too, even without the Mooklings. They would be better as originals, obviously, but I guess it's just in Star Alliance. So we have the Valmart and the Sabotage Mission. Yikes. Yeah, no, that's actually not great. That's really not great. So I think Amber Control is going to be a struggle for this deck. Definitely the original would be better with the 2 Mooklings. That would help a lot. There's no ways to give them any power counters in here, unfortunately. Well, okay, the Floomps. The Floomps could do it. It's slow, though. So that would definitely be better, but not what we see here. Oh, of course, the Ritual of the Balance, but that's not super strong. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this deck, just like the Amber getting out of control. Higgs and Gross has some potential. You could keep one of them safe, but the problem is that your opponent's just going to be able to take out the other one. So a little bit worried about the power of this deck here. I think it's interesting. Another interesting Evil Twin, but I do think that the original would be a lot stronger here. This has been another edition of Groundbreaking Discovery. I will catch you next time.